Good morning, I'm Eileen and this is Good Enough Gardening. If you are new here, I garden in southeastern Minnesota in zone 5A and it is June 1st. I was planning to do an end of May tour, but close enough. And so I just thought I'd come out here sooner than later and try and get some video. It was a pretty cool May overall. We had rain here and there, but it was mostly just a lot cooler than usual. And so compared to last spring, things felt like they took a little bit longer to take off. But they're going now and it is warming up very quickly. And so I imagine that pretty soon here, things are just really gonna explode into flower. And this is the time of year when I think the front yard looks probably at its best. I'm really happy this year. A lot of stuff that I planted years ago is finally starting to take off, and this is probably the best year for the front yard. So I'm really excited to show you around. Right now, we're just gonna start with what I think is the best. Right now, the bearded iris and this purple salvia are looking incredible. I have a few different kinds of iris out here, and I think that they just look fantastic this year. They obviously had a lot of time to sort of store up energy last summer, and they all look really happy. One of the big changes out here is that I put in this little retaining wall, which we'll take a look at from the front. And I also have some cannas that I'm gonna put into my big pots out here. So that's on the docket for today. But over here we have some poppy, or not poppies, oh my gosh, Eileen, it's early. Peonies that are about to come into bloom, and they are looking so fluffy and happy. And the Joe Pye weed is exploding up. It's ready to go. One of the things I've been working on out here is relocating some self-seeders. So over here there was a bunch of coneflower that had popped up. I have dug that up and it's ready to get planted today. I'm gonna do that here pretty soon before it gets too hot. But you can see right now, this is looking great. And those are gonna smell so good. You can hear Trudy is very unhappy that she has to wait while I'm out here. The other thing that just is happening as of today are the poppies. This one is just opening. And I haven't figured out yet whether or not I'm gonna have to move these hostas because they are still getting a decent amount of shade in the morning. Oh, that one looks great right now. However, I have gradually been removing hostas from this front area. Here's another really big one. Because it is gonna be so much sunnier this year, and so now they look kind of out of place because I don't really have any over on this side. So I'm just still trying to figure out what to do there. Also on the docket today is to get a little more work done on this boulevard. So you can see a lot of weeds have sprung up, and I've pulled some out and I have started planting some perennials here, but still need a lot of cleanup. However, my little border here in front of the fence is starting to look really incredible. I'm really happy with how the catmint and the little spirea are looking together. So I have that sort of repeated here. Catmint, geranium. This is Amsonia. It's a type of milkweed. And then I have more of the spirea next to catmint. I'm waiting for this to fill out a little bit, and then we have it repeated again over here. But I think the effect with that and the red foliage behind it is looking so pretty. I'm not normally like oh wow, look at how smart and creative I am, but I'm really happy with how that looks. I think it is really, really pretty. And this is one of the first times where I was like, oh, that was the right decision. So, and back here, we'll walk through this way. We have more iris blooming. Looks incredible. And yeah, like I said, I just think this part of the garden is looking really fantastic right now with all of these different purples and deep reds. My nearly decade of experimenting and just going, oh, I think this should go here. Oh, wait, never mind, I hate that. And then moving stuff is finally paying off. So just goes to show you, you don't necessarily have to have a plan, because even when you do, it might not be the right thing, and you can change your mind later. I won't go over everything that's out here, but I've started to do a lot of repeating, so you can see I've got a lot of the geranium or cranesbill. I have a lot of liatris, and then obviously lots of catmint repeated. And the other thing I have a lot of is the penstemon. This is the red over here is Husker Red. These are almost all divisions from my mom, and it has this great red foliage, and it self-seeds pretty well, so I've been able to just spread it around over the years. These allium bulbs are new. I just planted those in the fall. Man, do they look good. This is the first year that I've gotten any decent blooms from Siberian iris, so that is also very exciting. Hello, look at you. Wow, wow, wow. This is a new type of poppy. I don't know what color it's going to be. It's taken a couple years to get established. But my favorite thing over here, well, I'm just really enjoying the red foliage, the maroon flowers, and then the purple salvia. And I think I was talking to my garden BFF yesterday, and I think what I'm going to do in the little retaining wall, I have some salvias I transplanted there, but I think I'm going to get some perennial grasses that are a little bit shorter, so maybe 2 to 3 feet high, and put them there. And then I moved, you can see, I had some at my foundation over here. There were some yew that I was trying to make into a little foundation hedge, because as you can see, my foundation is nasty. It is not cute. But they were really unhappy there because there is a little bit of a dry spot and they need more water. So I've relocated them, and I think I'm going to put some perennial grasses there also, just so that provides a nice sort of, as you look through here, there'll be this softness back here to sort of provide a backdrop to all the flowers. This is another stunner right now, my Sirius Black Clematis that I feel like I'm always talking about, but it's just so gorgeous. I mean, the other cool thing about it is that it does self-seed pretty prolifically, so I've been able to give people this because other than the time that I bought it, I have never seen this for sale. and I just think it looks incredible. It's probably close to 6 feet right now. And this time of year, it is really a stunner. And then behind it, I moved one of the yew right there. And the idea is that in the fall, when I cut this down for winter, then there will be something evergreen behind it. I moved some grasses there as well because I want to have a little bit more structure in the winter time. I chopped my hydrangea pretty aggressively, hoping to reshape it a little bit. It was getting pretty big. And then over here, this is sort of always kind of a no man's land, but been working on it. I definitely need to cut the asparagus. Look at this. I didn't even harvest any this year. I'm terrible, but I probably could have. This is gradually getting better. I'm trying to stay on top of all of the bindweed. What is this? Is this something I want? I think it might be, but that might need to be moved. Apple trees that I relocated are doing okay. But yeah, you can see, look at this. I feel like it stinks too. Anyway, that's a problem for later. But I also relocated some really tall coneflower back here in hopes that that will get really tall, and because this side of the house just bakes in summer. So I've always been looking for like screening stuff to help cool the house a little bit. So this is the front yard, the end of spring, looking really good. And we're getting just enough rain right now, and I'm trying to really water all of the things that I've transplanted so that they have a good chance of surviving, because I want everything to look really strong all the way through summer. We made it. We're in the backyard. My hair looks weird, but that's okay. The sun is already shining. It is just a little after 8 a.m. So I think it's gonna be toasty today. And I have some transplanting that I have been putting off. And you can see someone is taking a look at it right now. Are you inspecting over there, Trudy? Are you inspecting? Ah. Anyway, so I have been, let me back up. This is a great year to learn the lesson of how much time it truly takes for things to get established and get going really strongly. This will be the 9th summer that I have been gardening back here. And to be fair to myself, I only started doing all of this stuff about, oh, ma'am, no, drop it, drop it, drop it. Trudy. Don't get a puppy. Not helpful. What I was saying is that I have only been gardening in this way, like really aggressively making new garden beds. Trudy, stop. No, leave it. Making new garden beds, dividing my perennials, propagating stuff. I've only been gardening in that way, where I had more of a handle on what I'm doing, which is hilarious. Like I have a handle on it now. But I've only been gardening in this way for maybe 5 years. And because I have moved stuff around so much, it has taken a few years for things to really get established and really get going. And for those in the Midwest, you know, our growing season's really short. So it does really take a few years for stuff to grow really strongly. And because of all the super fun things that climate change is introducing, our growing season's getting a little bit longer, but also the weather is way more erratic. So high winds, lots of rain, and then drought. So I'm spending a lot of time thinking about which plants are the most durable and the most resilient, because that's what's going to last here. I've also been working on a lot of things like stocking up my rain barrels. I keep getting more whenever I can because, you know, when we have those big downpours, I want to store as much as I can so that later I can use it when we're in a drought period again. And all of that is to say that that's taken a really long time. I think that if you have a lot of money, you could probably make your garden look really good really quickly. But for those of us who have like normal to low-ish income, for example, those who work at nonprofits, there's not as much disposable income and it really takes some time. But that's okay, because I think that's part of what's really interesting about it is like there are some really cool surprises, like, oh wow, I never knew that would look that good. And that just makes it really fun. So all of that to say that I think the garden looks really good this year. And that's not due to like anything I have done in particular, because as we know, I'm not a great planner. But I think it's mostly just time and letting things settle in, and continuing to experiment and trying to find what works best for me, what works best for this environment, and sort of letting the plants dictate where they want to go, which sounds really simple, but you know, not all of us ding-dongs can figure it out right away. Anyway, so let's take a look around. All right, let's start out here. So here's what I'm gonna be, bleh! Of course I fell already. Here's what I'm gonna be transplanting today. I have this Siberian iris that was back here and was not very happy. I have some grasses. This is Japanese anemone that I got because I was volunteering and helping clear out a big garden, and the person said this was taking over and they didn't want it, so I dug up a bunch. So yay, free plants. Raspberries are taking off. I haven't decided if I'm going to pull all of these out. They are really sprawly. But as I've been relocating hostas from the front, some of them are moving here because this is pretty shady most of the summer. The elderberry is looking so nice. And this is very good light for it. This is one of the yew that I moved from the front. Again, I'm trying to get better about putting a few shrubs in my perennial beds or in my garden beds back here because it just looks so sad in the winter. So I need something that's going to give it some shape. So I'm hoping this will bounce back and have a little bit more growth, and then I can trim it into a nice globe shape. But we have planted the dahlias. So I have a few here. I did learn a lesson from last year, so I have slightly fewer in here than I did last year. And then I also have, oh, ignore the dog poop, sorry. I also have a little tripod for my climbing beans. and then those will get pulled out at some point. Here's another dahlia, looking great. So I think last year I jammed like 6 in here, and I only have 4 this time. And over here I transplanted my Princess Diana clematis, which is looking very happy. Some salvias, and most of this is bee balm back here. The big thing that I'm really pleased with is that my mom helped me clear out the side of the garage because I needed a place to store my kayaks. And I put these hooks up yesterday. Got a couple more to do. You can see I still need to finish off the summer house, I guess we'll call it. The wisteria is just starting to bloom, and it smells fantastic. Look at that. Still have a lot of seedlings here that need to be divided and go out. Larkspur, Nicotiana, I have some perennials in here. Zinnias, moonflower. Oh, someone's got her plastic pot. Great. Over here, well, one big change is I made a brick patio. I'm sure it's janky. I'm sure that I did not do it the quote-unquote right way, but I don't give a shit. I love it. And then I'm also getting some of these tiles to level out that cement area. So I think this is going to look beautiful. I'm very pleased with it. And this was a really cool project. My knees hurt because I'm elderly now, but this was really fun. All of the flowers from the honey locust are coming down right now, so that's making it look very messy, but I'll wait till they're done falling and then I'll sweep them up. So over here, I did have a big patch of hostas right here that I yanked up so that my cup and saucer vine that I put along this trellis gets more sun, as well as this cherry tomato. This is something I did last summer. I just impulse stuck a tomato back here and it looked really cool. So I thought I would do a cherry tomato so we'd have those like pops of red color, but also because they're very viney and I thought it would enjoy the trellis. Shadow, sorry. Ow. What do I have here? What's happening? Oh, canna. That is when I overwintered. That's the first canna I've overwintered. And so happy that it survived. I think that'll look pretty right here with a dahlia that I saved. This one is Deborah Renee, so that has a really deep dark red, almost plum colored flower, which I think will look nice next to the canna. And this, I put all these bricks here just for a place to put them. I was kind of thinking about using them because there's quite a slope from here to here, and I thought maybe I would kind of level out the bed. I think I might wait till fall to actually do that because I would need to basically like lift up all of these, and I don't really want to do that right now. Here's my not so helpful assistant. Really loves plastic pots, so I'm sure someone's going to be like, don't give her that. She's not eating it, she's just ripping it. Trudy, are you being helpful? Are you being helpful? No. But you're staying out of the way, and that's good for now. Something I did yesterday, sort of on impulse, is I had a big dogwood right here that was sort of pulling focus and it looked really messy, and so I chopped it down pretty significantly. And it's making this look very open. And I think I like it. I did lose another chicken not too long ago, so now we're down to 2. They are elderly chickens, so this is normal. So I'm just trying to let them enjoy their impending retirement from the world. Over here, we have more iris that are they just all look really incredible. And I don't know what this is called, but I had similar ones out front that you saw, and they're just really gorgeous. The main items in this bed are catmint, sedum. This is an ornamental onion called Millennium that I have divided quite a lot and moved around. My Baptisia, or false blue indigo, is about to come into bloom. I think that's going to look really pretty. That's taken a few years to get established for sure. There's another little dahlia stuck in there. As soon as these catmint blooms sort of tire out, I will cut it back pretty far and let them rebloom, and that'll also get some more air and sunlight into the stuff that is just starting to take off. Over here we have my Ito peony, which is going to bloom soon. That's going to be beautiful. It's a very pale yellow, sort of baby yellow color called Bartzella, I believe. And I did run the sprinkler this morning. I'm trying to be a little bit better about that. This is the tree I moved. It's looking pretty good. It still has a funny little leader. Oh, we've switched to chunks of wood. Excellent. The real star of the show right now is my climbing rose. Let's just do some beautiful rose footage. Look at this bitch. Wow. I mean, come on. And it has this clematis friend in there who's going to start flowering pretty... Woo! I lost my shoe. Flowering pretty shortly. But, I mean, the smell is incredible. This pretty pale apricot-y color looks beautiful with all of the catnip behind it. Let me take you around this way so you can see that. This rose is called Above and Beyond, and a friend had one, and it's up the front of her house, and it looks so good, and so we went back to the nursery where she got it, and I was able to get one as well. And I just think it looks incredible. This is its big blooming time, but it will rebloom throughout the summer if I keep deadheading it, and I will be feeding it as well. So this is just and this all just bloomed over the last few days. I mean, they were just flower buds a few days ago, but as soon as it warmed up, it just exploded. So I'm really enjoying this right now. Can't get enough of it. Many photos taken. Also in this bed, this sort of peninsula and this one have somewhat mirrored plantings. So they both have catmint right here. They both have sedum. They both have salvia, but they have all been moved from different parts of the garden. So they are all sort of growing differently, which is fine. I have some more dahlias here. I just planted my banana, and I had said last year I was going to, if you'll remember, I had a banana here, and I wanted to put one here instead, which I did, but I bought two, so I might put one in a pot and put it around here somewhere. I'm not sure yet. If I put it over here, it will be where the beans are, so it's going to have to wait a little bit. So I will pot it up in the meantime and keep it growing. But this is also looking good with some penstemon and sedum. And this is Dahlia Mai Tai, which has a beautiful red-orange water lily type bloom. And this one over here is, I think that one's peach fuzz. So that's a pretty pink apricot-y color. And then lollipop is also kind of orangey pink. So these are all warm colors together. There's been a lot of moving around of things over here too. So I transplanted a sedum here. So there was sort of an empty spot where I had a bunch of annuals last year. This is my generous gardener rose. I did have some big long canes that were up on this side of the arch, and they were just very unhealthy in the spring and were dying back. So I just cut them all down, and now it's regrowing, as you can see, and all of these shoots look really healthy. So I think it's fine. This is a Japanese maple. Thank you to my sister for acquiring this because I don't have a Costco nearby. And she found this at Costco for $70. If you know anything about Japanese maples, they cost $1 million billion. And that's why I've never bought one, because I was afraid to kill it. But for 70 bucks, the stakes aren't as high, so I'm very happy with it. This area is getting better. It's always been a challenge. I think actually after this iris is done blooming, I am going to move it out onto the Boulevard garden because that'll need something for spring. I have been pulling up some of my stones here. I used those for the retaining wall out front, and this is just kind of a no man's land. But this is a warts and all type of channel, so I'm not afraid to show you. Aren't I brave? Hashtag brave. This is, oh, look at my hydrangea. That was looking kind of sad in spring. It's looking much better now. My white pine is getting bigger and bigger. I think it's about as tall as I am now, so it's getting close to 6 feet. And let's go around this way. Oh. Hi, are you following me? Ooh, sorry, my feet. Ugh. One of the other things that is really nice about this garden finally really establishing itself is that as I have planted annuals in amongst the beds, they're starting to self-seed, and so there's this nice fullness to the beds that I haven't really had before, because when you just dot your perennials around, there's still quite a bit of blank space if you don't have money to buy 20 of each thing. So you can see this is self-seeded Nicotiana from the annual Nicotiana I planted last year. It's all over. So I've just been kind of going in with a butter knife and pulling them up and then relocating them in the bed. My hope is that in summer I'll have this sort of froth of larkspur and Nicotiana and cosmos on this half. So color-wise, because this is new to me, we're going to have mostly hot, bold colors on this side and in this part. And then it sort of starts transitioning at this point to more softer colors, slightly more pastels, and a little bit more of a cottage garden feel versus tropical. There's my shadow. That's the vision. Of course, nature doesn't care about your vision, so we'll see how it works out. Oh yeah, you guys, look at this bitch. Look at her. Isn't this incredible? I found a video last year where someone was showing off their iris, and they said they got them all from a grower called Shriner's Gardens, and I thought, oh well, maybe I'll try doing more iris. And so I ordered a few, and this one is just incredible. I hope you can see the colors, but it has this beautiful purple, and then the buds have this like very dusky green and pink. It is called Restless Spirit. And I just put them here so I could sort of grow them on the first year. I wasn't expecting that much. And boy, oh boy, has it delivered. So that was a great buy. It's just beautiful. The other one I have hasn't bloomed yet. Come on. Yeah, this one's not blooming yet, but I'm curious to see how it looks. This will be also, you can't see that. This will be paler, kind of similar colors though, and hilariously, so I ordered this other one. This one is called Cubs Win It, and as a Cubs fan, I was like, well, I have to get that one, and if you're a Cubs fan, you know why that's hilarious, that it is totally underperforming, and I had great excitement for it, but look at this sad little thing. Anyway, go Cubs. But the other thing that is looking nice over here, I had catmint here that I wasn't loving, so I pulled that out. And some of the hostas that I moved from out front, these are a bluer type of hosta, so I put those here. And so I've just been kind of doing a lot of rearranging and trying to shop my own garden before I go buy anything major. I didn't get any lupin flowers this year. This is kind of a reset year for the lupin, but it has seeded around. So I'm very excited that next spring I'll have some lupin flowers. I do have another dahlia here. This one's Mount Hood, so this is a white one. So that'll kind of fit into the paler color scheme over here, much more calm. And the other dahlia I have over here, that's right down there, I believe is a cafe au lait. I'm assuming that. So that'll be peachy pink, dusky. The red bud finished flowering and has now leafed out. That's looking really nice. And this shade area is filling in very nicely. We have these beautiful hostas. I did buy something I've been meaning to for a while, which is this. Can you see it? Oh yeah. This ligularia back here. So I'm looking forward to that kind of popping up. Oh, I found more dog poop. Great. Sorry if you're averse to that. I have my big blue pot that I haven't filled in yet, except to put, this is an ornamental climbing bean, Ruby Moon. Very pretty. Ma'am, out. Out, out, out. Thank you. She's learning. And yeah, I've just been filling in with extra hostas back here, the stuff I've moved from out front. I am getting more of the chicken area cleaned up. And these hostas are just looking very happy. I did get a couple new Brunnera So those should come in nicely next spring. But yeah, overall here I've been just trying to balance out some of the colors a little bit more. So I have these two sort of lime green yellow hostas called Fire Island. So I'm kind of on the hunt for a few more of those to sort of put over here. But I have all these beautiful blue ones, which are some of my favorites. And also, we have Empress Woo, who I moved last year, and she's starting to get real big. She's got big leaves. That's one of my favorites. The goat's beard, or what is it? Snake root I bought last year is coming back. I'm so happy about that. And the astilbe as well. So those were new additions last year that are filling in. I wanted to get some more leaf shapes in this shady area. So I'm new to like astilbe, and look at this. This is another reason to get tough plants. Oh my gosh, this has been so distractible, but there's so much going on this time of year. So here's the backyard on the first day of June. Happy Pride Month. This is a great hobby to have as a queer person, I must say. Because it feels very affirming all the time. Hi! As you can tell, I haven't done this in a few weeks, and my brain is very smooth this morning. And I'm also trying to wrangle a puppy. She's getting a little bit better, but it's definitely a journey. So yeah, this is what the garden is looking like in southeastern Minnesota on the first day of June. Ow! She's biting my toes. She's biting my toes. No, no, no. Ow! What was I saying? Eileen. Yes, so this is a very exciting time of year. Having a puppy is a nightmare, but I'm getting used to it. She is mostly getting better, but obviously she has puppy energy, which is not her fault. I must remember. But it's beautiful out here right now. It's gonna get hot today, so I'm going to do some planting. Something that I'm working towards this summer is I belong to the local Master Gardener group, and this year we are doing a garden walk, garden tour as a fundraiser for our group, and then we use that money for education projects. And my garden's gonna be on the garden tour. I'm really excited about it because traditionally a lot of garden tours involve like pretty large properties that are very established. I'm sort of on the younger end of the demographics of Master Gardener, but I'm really excited to show what someone can do in a small space with a limited budget, mostly on their own. I have had help from my mom along the way. Every once in a while when I do sort of a bigger like construction type project, I will ask a friend to come help, but for the most part, this has been just me picking away at this for almost a decade. And I'm really excited to show people what you can do in that situation and to invite my neighbors and community into the yard. And yeah, I just think it'll be really cool. So that's kind of in the back of my mind. It's something that I'm planning for. Normally I just garden for me, but now I'm thinking a little bit more about what is it going to look like to someone coming in. You know, when you're the only one using your space, it's really easy to be like, well, I'll just put this thing here and just step over it whenever I need to get around it. But I'm thinking more about making it comfortable to walk through and everything like that. So that's really fun. And yeah, I think it'll just be a cool experience, and it'll be fun to share this with people that actually live in my city. Thank you for joining me. I also want to thank my friend Blake who loaned me this camera and microphone because this has been a fun experiment, and I'm hoping this footage will look really nice. And so thanks, Blake, for helping me out. But I hope spring is going well in your garden. Please, if you think about it, I would love if you would just leave a comment and let me know what spring looks like for you. What are you planting? I really like chatting with people and connecting with people who are in different areas. It's really cool to hear what the season is like in different parts of the country and the world. So please do share, because I think that's really fun. This is not like a ploy to like, I need more followers, because I don't care. This is just for fun, and it's for me to connect with other gardeners. So I would love to hear from you. I hope you can get outside. I hope you have some nice weather, and happy gardening.